Okay, so I originally said inviting was going to be the next thing on our Power Hour sheet, but I'd forgotten that I wanted to do something about social media, like basics, like really basic, prior to going into the inviting, because I think the inviting is going to be one of the bigger things that we do and more advanced things, but I want to talk about the other stuff so we have like a solid foundation. So I'm going to run through, I have a list of like 7 things that, little tips that I'm going to share. So Janelle, take notes so that if I miss something, you can add it in too. And I want to take
the social media, you mean? You're doing that first? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, only social media tonight. We're not going to do it right.
Oh, okay.
So I made a list of like 6 to 7 things that I think will be really super helpful. Or there's somebody else hopping on. Hi, Megan. I'll let her get on. So I made a list of like 6 or 7 things. I've said that 10 times. I'm like a broken record. And then I'll take you through. I want to share my screen and take you through. I'm just going to use my own page because I didn't have time tonight to go through other people's pages and choose things. And I'll kind of show you what I do for social media. I can kind of say about myself that I don't feel like I excel at, I'm not like outstanding at any one thing, but I feel like I have social media mastered out of everything. I feel like I'm organized. I don't do this that well. I'm kind of just average, but I feel like social media I can talk about. So I'm excited about this one. Hi, Angela. And Angela, we're talking like social media basics. I'm going to run through my list quickly, and then you and Janelle, if you guys have anything to add, you guys can add as well. So first thing I'm going to say is begin thinking about posting 3 times a day or so, and that will up your social media affinity and help get traction on posts, especially when you want to put it out there about a challenge group or a call to action post. Basically, a call to action post meaning that you are telling people that you have a group open and you want them to comment below or shoot you a message if they are interested. So that's a call to action post. It'll help you so that when you do make those posts, people actually see them. There's eyes on those posts. So aim for 3 times a day. Number 2, be relatable, interesting, and be you. I know we all think we're not that interesting, but you know, if we can sort of become storytellers, and this is what the National Wake Up Call was on this morning. I loved it. If you guys haven't gotten on that call, if you're brand new, which, you know, I think we have at least one on here tonight. The National Wake Up Call is a call that runs every Monday morning around 11. However, you can get it on the Beachbody podcast. There's a link in the online office. So being relatable and being a storyteller really means just sort of telling your story and making it relatable to other people. So I always like people to kind of make a list of things that they're interested in, and it can be, or things to kind of describe them, and it can be anything from, for me, for example, these, like what I struggle with, like being a binge eater and loving sweets, to something like your interest. Like I like to read romance novels. I'm a mom of 2 children, and all of that are things that you can post about to be relatable. Being interesting, I know it's hard. We all have trouble being interesting. I use humor in a lot of my posts. Other people do other things. But, you know, trying not to repeat yourself, trying not to just give updates on your life instead of just giving an update like, oh, I'm at the coffee shop right now. I'm trying to spin it in a way to make yourself a little more interesting. And I'm going to share my screen in a minute and kind of walk you through that a little bit more. Breadcrumbing your story, and I've got some examples on that as well. You know, your story is yours, and it's unique, and it makes you you, and it's what's gonna make you a rock star. The Beachbody programs and the Shakeology, we know that stuff is awesome. People can get that stuff from anyone. So breadcrumbing your story is what's gonna sell yourself. So I'm also going to talk about this when I share my screen. But instead of telling your entire story every time you post your story, maybe take bits and pieces from it and post one thing at a time. Number 4 is have something to offer. Once in a while, it doesn't have to be all 3 posts a day. Offer something of value, whether it be a recipe or a tip or something motivational. Offer something. Number 5 is share your transformation, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, whatever it is. Be sharing that regularly. So transformation. Number 6 is going to be find someone to follow and study them. A successful coach or a successful social media person on social media. I don't think you need to follow a ton of coaches. I think we can get kind of lost in ourselves when we're following too many Beachbody coaches. And I think we have to learn how to be ourselves. But one thing that's really helped me is to figure out who I like to follow and then figure out why I like to follow them. My coaches have heard me say this a million times, but and I don't mean to take what they're posting and copy it, because that's not cool. You don't want to take someone else's words, because then you're not being you, being authentic. But for example, this sounds really stupid. I've said it before. You guys like a broken record. But as I was doing this recently, a couple months ago, I figured out that I like to follow people who post full body shots. And I was posting a lot of selfies at the time, because I don't really have a place in my house that lends itself to taking full body photos. But I'm like, wow, like as I was looking at certain people's Facebook pages or Instagram pages, I'm like, that's something I like. It's weird. I like it. I want to see more instead of up close. So that's something I kind of tried to start doing myself. And number 7, this is something I'm going to show you guys that I've been doing lately, is finding quotes. I use Pinterest, but you can use Google. If I'm like running low on motivation, I'll find a quote on Pinterest and I'll choose my own picture with it and I'll write the quote. Now, if the quote's something that's somebody said, I'll make sure to give credit to the person, whoever the person is. But it helps sort of gear my thoughts in one direction instead of me trying to sit there and think of something and drawing a blank. Okay. So now that I said that, I'm going to share my screen and show you some of this stuff on my own. And there are coaches out there who do this stuff much better than I do, but just for the sake of time and everything, I'm just going to run you through my so let me just get this stuff out of the way, and hopefully we don't we're moving slow, of course. I'm sorry. Let me see if I can do this. Okay. So let's go to my page, and I'm going to walk you through some of this stuff. Hopefully my page looks good at the moment. Let's see. I don't even know what I've been posting. Okay. Another thing I didn't say, but I'm not personally a fan either of saying like Beachbody coach, like works at Beachbody coach up here. I don't know why, but something about it, I guess like if I think about myself again, you always put yourself in the position of your audience. So if I'm looking for somebody to friend and right away I see somebody's like in an MLM company or all they're posting is salesy things and it says right on there like I work for this company, like then you immediately feel like you're being sold to. I'm much more likely to friend someone who doesn't have any of that stuff and just looks like a cool person. Does that make sense? Because what is it if we walk into a store, and even if it's our favorite freaking store ever, if someone immediately comes up to you and is like, how can I help you? What can I sell you? You're immediately like, let me just look. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing on Facebook. But
I was actually thinking about that very recently. Like, should I change that or take that down?
I haven't seen, I don't know what yours says or doesn't say. It's up to you. It's your decision.
Well, I was kind of thinking it in the same sense, like what you just said. Not because you said it, but I was thinking that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think in a world where we're constantly being sold to on social media, it might be a good thing to put something else, but it's it's your call. It's totally
right. Okay. I like what you have there, I mean, it doesn't say that you work for Beachbody or that you're a Beachbody coach, but it kind of says that you're,
gives them my brand a little bit.
Right.
And with that being said, there's no harm in sort of having something on your page throughout like the span of a week that lets people know you're a coach. Like this thing actually that Megan posted, I'm not a huge fan of this on my wall, but she hasn't been
The
posting.
weekly top 10, you mean?
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan, but it shows that I am a Beachbody coach so that people do know without me putting it in their face, buy from me, I'm a coach. If that makes any sense.
Because you didn't post it, yeah.
Right. Okay, so let's see, look at my post and see. Okay, this one here would be, I consider this to be, that I did earlier, like a breadcrumbing post. So I'm not telling people, I'll let you guys kind of read through it, but I'm not telling people my entire story in this one post, but I am giving them a breadcrumb. I'm giving them one small piece of my story, which is that I gained a lot of weight during my pregnancy and I had trouble losing it. And I'm also kind of touching base on the fact that I'm a coach and I do it for a living and I make money doing it. But I'm not saying, coming out right and say, here's my Beachbody coach check. Look what I made this week. Okay, so that's like a breadcrumbing post. One thing I didn't mention as far as social media is too, it's my pet peeve. I don't know if this is I don't know if it's something or not, but I like sort of plainer backgrounds. It doesn't have to be, I'm not saying it has to be white and beautiful. Like this isn't like anything beautiful, but clutter and like dark colors, I feel like takes away from your post. Like if you look around like professional pictures, there's a clean sort of background. And let me tell you guys, my house is not clean and clutter free and everything else, but I work hard to find spaces to take a picture in because this is my business. So my pictures are my business. So even if I have to clear things out and whatnot, like that's what I do. I always try for good lighting. I try really hard not to take pictures in the evening or at night because they just don't come out as good. And I have certain places in my house where the lighting just looks better on my face. Okay, so that's breadcrumbing post. Asking questions, something she talked about this morning. I liked that. That's where I got that from. All right, let's see. This post, what does this one do? Kind of lets people know sort of what I'm doing in a way that doesn't say like I'm doing the ultimate reset. It lets people know that I'm doing a detox and hey, I'm eating real food, avocado. It spikes lots of interest, not only always leads to a sale, but maybe someday it will. And I use humor, and not everyone has to. I like to use humor in my posts. It's just the way I think is the way I post. What else? Here's offering something, kind of like a tip. You don't have to eat less, you just have to eat right. That's a stupid, silly, like quote we've all heard, but I found I was drawing a blank about what to put, how to share this. So I found it on Pinterest.
I love that. Just emojis.
I Googled like healthy eating quotes on Pinterest, and that's where I got that from. So I was like, I need a quote. What am I gonna do? I have nothing. I don't know what to post with this meal. It's pretty, but I don't know. Light plate, like no, not a lot of stuff in the background, crap in the background. Okay. Let's see. This was a post. Now, you have to be in the business a little longer to be able to do this, but I literally recycled this, an idea Megan gave me. This exact post popped up in my news feed from last year, or in my Time Hop, and I said, wow, that's a really good post. I'm going to copy and paste it and use it again. So that's what I did. People don't remember from a year ago. I didn't even remember I posted, and then I grabbed a picture, which is another tip of mine. If you have a pretty background, or you're dressed one day, or you're in cute workout clothes, or whatever, let's say like the perfect storm where you're in perfect workout clothes and you have your hair and makeup done, it doesn't happen very much, but when it does, snap some pictures. Like take some time to get a whole bunch of different pictures, and then they're on your phone. That's what I do. And then when you need something, like this was from our trip to Virginia a couple weeks ago, there I am using it. There it is. Perfect. Post done. What else do I have here? This is the humor side of me. I kind of think in Facebook posts throughout the day, and I was literally, like I wasn't just pretending to lick my plate, you guys. I licked my plate clean. And earlier in the night, my husband had made himself like his little Saturday night treat with the elevated burgers with avocado and sweet potato fries. And I'm like, I'm hungry. And then I made my dinner, and it was so good. I was like, I can't believe I was missing out, feeling like I was missing out. Post idea. And again, trying to figure out a background that works. It's not too bad. It's your real life, but okay, so there's that. When people tag me and stuff, I often hide it. Because, okay, again, my own personal opinion, but your Facebook page is your business page. So, like, I was at a kid's party on Friday night, and I got tagged in like 5 or 6 different things. It's the same with albums. I'm not a huge fan of albums. Your Facebook page is a business page. So are people scrolling through? Are they scrolling through your albums? Is it doing anything for you? Or is it just you sharing every single picture that you took at the zoo or at this birthday party kind of thing? I like my Facebook page to stay nice and crisp and clear, so then when people come to my page and decide if they're going to accept my friend request, that's what they see. So I'm not a huge fan of that. It's my own personal opinion. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I try to keep my Facebook page pretty clean. I hid about 3 things from the party. I didn't want to hide everything just because I don't know if people can tell. So there's that. And then another one, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of having that stuff on my page. It's my personal opinion. I like to keep it stuff that I have control over. Okay, here's this one. Part of my brand is my kids, so there they are. There's my daughter. And again, this is another thing. I mean, we took, like this morning that I had her, I took a ton of pictures of her. We went on a field trip with my son. We took pictures before school. I'm choosing one picture to share. Like, I mean, it's up to you. I don't know. I don't have any like facts on this, but my own opinion is that taking one picture and making it stand out and offering something when you share it is going to do more for you than just throwing up an album and sticking up every single picture that you took that day. That's my own opinion. To keep it clean and clear, and to get some traction on it, get some comments, and make people coming back. So I've said it before. Like, how would you you want people to follow you who don't know you? Who's going to enjoy those pictures in an album? Who's going to enjoy like this, like a million pictures from this party? Only people who, like my family, like my followers. They don't care. They don't want to see every single picture of my kids at a party and other people's kids at a party. They want to see a post that looks pretty and has something to offer them. If that makes any sense. That's my opinion. I know if I see people's albums, I'm like, I only want to look at like my best friends, maybe. Scroll through it. I don't want to look at people I'm following. I don't want to look at their albums. Here's my transformation pic. Recently, I like to keep that pretty relevant and keep the transformations coming. Again, with food pictures, the detox. I don't know. I could go on and on, but it's going to get boring. So I will stop my share. And I am recording, so this will be, we can share this. Does anybody have, Angela, Janelle, Jamie, do you guys have anything to add on social media basics that I did not mention?
No, that was pretty good. Something I find that I always have more to post about when I'm doing my personal development, when I'm eating healthy, when I'm doing my workouts daily, because then you're like, oh, look at all my healthy food. Oh, look at all the stuff I'm learning from my PD. So like when I'm on track, I'm like posting better because I have more to post about. So, I mean, that's another incentive for like, sticking to your workouts, your healthy eating, your PD, because then you're like, have so much to post about. So that always helps me.
Oh, I love that. I mean, totally. And when you're in that mindset of like, chances are if you're eating healthy and you're working out and then you feel awesome and you want everyone else to feel awesome too. I mean, that's why we all started. And when we get off track, we're like, we tend to hide.
Yeah.
Great tip. Love that. Totally. Anyone else?
I mean, I also try to like add value. I try to like include tips in, instead of just like, here's what I ate for dinner. It's like, and here's how easy it was to make. And like, you know, here's a shortcut, so that when people see it, they don't just say, oh, that's cool. They can be like, oh yeah, I can do it too. Cause like, it's really easy, and they tell them how, you know, so it's like a value, like here's a tip about it, not just, oh, here's this picture, take a look. It's like, well, what about it? What, you know, how can this help somebody?
Totally. And, you know, Angela is someone who her brand to me is really, really clear. And it's just what makes, like, your brand is just what makes you you. So she always posting easy, healthy meals with shortcuts from Trader Joe's, because she's works full time as a mom. She gets up early to work out, like really early. So like her tips are just stuff that she's doing. She's just giving like a ton of thought, like, how do I make my workouts easier? I mean, how am I making it work that I'm getting up early and working at 5 a.m.? And then how can I put that out to the world? It's not like anything, like she's not some magical whatever who's coming up with these crazy tips. Like she's doing this stuff, and that's why it's easy to share and to find her brand. Same with your healthy tips, your or healthy, like eating easy healthy tips.
And you might have touched on this. Jen had mentioned, Jen McNeil this past week on some call about like the, you know, it's better to post less, but make sure that, like you said, it adds value, and always thinking, so what? So when you go to post something, I mean, of course, we sometimes post stuff that's non-coaching related, but there's still that so what? Like, why would somebody want to see that post? So posting 3 really good ones, really strong, well thought out ones versus 5, which sometimes can be hard because you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't posted. But, you know, it's right, because you don't want a bunch of stuff on your feed that turns people away. So you'd rather them have less to see, that they walk away wanting to know more.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that. I must have missed that. But yeah, I mean that's and that's exactly like along the lines of like, why would somebody who doesn't know you follow you? Like if you're asking yourself every post you post, well, so what? Like, and that's totally what I mean when I say like people who don't know you, like posting just an update on your life, it doesn't offer anything anyone. Like I could write right now, I'm on a coaching call with my team. Like that's just an update. Like who cares? Like so what? Like the world doesn't care. Like nobody cares. But if you can spin it in a way that you're kind of telling a story and making it relatable, maybe you're speaking to that mom out there who feels so alone every night when she puts her kids to bed, and like who she could use this group. I mean, this is amazing. Like I don't even remember my life without this. And sometimes I like bitch and moan about having to, you know, check in with my challengers or whatever when I'd rather be watching TV. But like when it really comes down to it, like this is amazing. Like I'm sure there's tons of people out here who would want this. So how could you take that? I'm on a coaching call with these amazing women and make it so that people are like, want to read your post. Like that's perfect. And totally agree with you, Jamie. You know, you do have to keep your affinity up and your traction on your post, but if it's a post that is just posting to post and doesn't really offer anyone anything, it could be, you're right, it could be hurting you rather than helping you. I totally agree with you there. Somebody said at one point, make your stuff shareable, make your posts shareable. So even if, you know, once in a while, if I'm really like feeling I have nothing to post, I will grab something from like Pinterest or something, like a quote, but I search for one that's shareable so that people will actually maybe want to share it, kind of thing, if that makes any sense. Something that is super funny or lots of people I think could relate to it or whatever. And it's same with your posts. And it's not to say you're going to get people sharing your posts every time you post something, but are you offering something good enough that people might hit that share button? Anything else, Janelle? Did we miss anything? Or Jamie and Angela, if you have anything else to add.
I just realized I'm still on mute. No, you guys sounded like I took some notes, but it sounds like everything what I would have said. So
Cool. Does anyone have questions? I know you've heard all this stuff 100 times. I'm sorry. I'm doing it for the recording.
I never hear this too much, I don't think.
Or I know Megan is on, listening in. But if anyone has any questions, comments.
Becky, if you're talking, you're muted.
Oh, wait, still muted, I think.
There we go. No, I was just saying what you just said about for every post, think about so what. Because I don't tend to do that. I just get an idea and I just post.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, that's real. I love that thought process to think on that every time you post. I like that.
I like that too.
I also keep in my notes section. You guys are getting all my tricks, my secrets. I keep tons of notes in my. You guys can't see. They won't be able to see in my on my phone. So if I do come up with a post that or an idea, I'll write it down in there. So then I just keep a running list in there. So if I am feel like I'm not motivated or I don't have any inspired to post, I'll go back in there and try to pick something out, and I'll pick one of those pictures. I always have tons of pictures saved on my phone.
I know you have a newer phone, but don't you run out of room eventually, or don't you get overwhelmed with all the old stuff on your phone, or you just go through and delete stuff that you'll never use? Is that what you do?
Pictures, you mean?
Yeah, or whatever. I don't know, pictures in general and stuff you'll never use, apps, whatever.
Yeah, my phone. I don't remember when in the past year sometime, and I got the huge capacity, so I have a ton of room on my phone. But
Okay.
As far as pictures go, sometimes I'll do a cleanup of pictures, but
Every so often, yeah.
Whenever I feel like it, I guess. But I have I can kind of remember what I have, and that's probably not good. It's not duplicatable.
Right.
But I'll just scroll through if I'm short on something, I'll scroll through. Or if I'm sometimes I'm waiting for Tim to come to bed or whatever. So instead of scrolling through Facebook, which I also take time to do, I'll take a few minutes to filter and get pictures ready. I'll just go through my phone. I'll take a few minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and filter pictures so they're ready to go whenever I'm ready to use them.
I'm gonna post ready for tomorrow or for the next day or something, you mean?
Yeah, or whenever I need it. If I'm not I have days where I'm just not inspired, and then I have days where I'm super inspired, and I can think of things that are relevant all day, and then I won't use it until I need it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've got all my pictures from Virginia filtered and ready to go, and I'm just sort of.
So what app are you using? Because I saw you say somewhere what filter you're using, but I don't remember what app you said.
I use Camera Plus.
Oh, Camera Plus. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I had that a long time ago. I got rid of it.
Yeah, that's the one I've been using.
And that's pretty much all you use now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else you guys feel like you want to talk about? It doesn't have to be social media. It can be social media, but anything at all for while we're here?
Becky?
I have 20 people in my free group for hydration this week.
That's good. How's it going so far?
Great. And it was a spur of the moment. I just put a thing out there. Who'd be interested? Comment H2O. And I had 20 people within a half hour.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I saw that. That's great.
And some are newer people, which is nice because it's not my, my same 5 people that are always in.
Right. Did you ask them out for referrals?
Yeah, I had them all tag a friend, so that's why I've got a lot of people that aren't my normal people.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. That's great.
Yeah, it's
Well,
going good.
it goes well.
I
Good.
hit my goal today at least, finally.
Oh, good.
Cool. That's awesome. Very cool. Anything else?
Mm.
You guys feel good about everything else?
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm feeling better. Yeah.
Okay. All right. If you guys are sure you're done, I'm actually going to stop recording.